It's Wednesday night. You know what that means? Tell them Canada Dry.
It's time for D-A-D. It's Dynamite After Dark. Booyah, Grandpa.
Booyah, shakalaka. All right, play the music intro.
Anything goes. It's Dynamite After Dark.
Kablooey! It is Wednesday night. It is time for Dynamite After Dark. I am, of course, one of your co-hosts. I am the greatest that ever lived. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm second best.
The greatest who ever lived.
Yeah, I'm second best.
To me.
Yeah. to Trey J, I'm second best. But I am the JFB, James from Boston.
And I am the patron saint of professional wrestling, the Green Lantern of Section 37421. And I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada Dry, damn it.
Canada Dry, going down smooth.
You know, I'm not gonna stand for this because I need him to start referring to himself as the enlightened one.
The enlightened one, he's not. He gets sections on shows, okay? He lets me out of my box and I get to go on a podcast.
Yeah, but you know, he's gonna beat you if you don't start acknowledging him.
He's gonna destroy you.
He is.
Listen, he gets to do the intro of Wrestling with the Paranormal, and that's his role.
Okay. So we have a third host, of course, because we are the trios champion of podcast wrestling, and that, of course, means we introduce the man diagonal. Yeah, there we go. Say hi, Trey J.
What is going on, you guys? Man, I almost thought I wasn't gonna make it. I had a health scare this week. Like, I was gonna save this for like my Bobby Fischer joke of the week, but like it was crazy. Like, I had a health scare this week, and it was like really scary because like, yeah. So like, Friday, I went to I had to like check myself into the ER because like I do dumb stuff. Like, I didn't feel well Thursday night, and like, because I'm like stubborn as all get, I was like, I'm just gonna sleep it off, and then I woke myself up I woke up at 3 a.m. Like heart rate was elevated. Turned out I had a massive blood pressure spike, and like, but all my other labs were perfect. So I was just like, but I'm good now. So things are good. But like, I gotta tell you, one of the things that I started, you go into situations like that, and you start really recognizing the things that you're gonna miss. And like, this was definitely like on the list of like things that I was going to miss. I mean, like, just with my family first and, people for my job and just you guys in general. But doing this show was something I was going to be, I was definitely going to miss. So I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you persevered, powered through, kind of like a Hobbs Spinebuster Symphony. We'll talk about that later.
And let's not forget my favorite cereal right down there. It's the Golden Graham.
The Golden Graham. Say hi, Golden Graham.
Good evening, gentlemen. How you all doing tonight?
Man, we are doing all right. So before we get started, this Sunday we have probably one of the greatest pay-per-views that I have ever got to sit down and watch. It was AEW Revolution. So we didn't do a Revolution After Dark, thank God, because I was high as a kite, but I was in tears because that last match, you felt it. You just felt it for Bryan Danielson. So we're going to do our bells and favorite match or segment of the night. Canada Dry, you will go first. What is the number of bells, and what was your favorite match or segment from Revolution?
I'm going with 4.5 bells for this show. It was so good. Yeah, you got to go with the Bryan Danielson match with MJF with a little nod to Saraya, Ruby Riot. I'm sorry, Ruby Soho.
Yeah.
And Tony. I love that little bit after that match. That was so great. I popped for that.
Okay. Trey J Styles, number of bells in your favorite match or segment?
I gotta kind of have a countdown. Is that cool with you? Like my number 3, I gotta give you my top 3 just because it was just that good. Because I'm gonna give it a 5-star. It was a 5-star pay-per-view for me. It was quite possibly one of the best pay-per-views that I've ever watched from start to finish.
Yeah.
And I loved like so much of it. My third favorite match in that was Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Bros. Versus Ari and Josh Woods and Tony Nese. Thought that was like fantastically done. I think it was great to see Mark Briscoe on the show. It does kind of make you wonder what the future is going to hold for Mark Briscoe and the ROH tag team titles.
Yeah.
My second favorite thing was it's like. Oh, it's kind of like the trios match was really, really good. Like the way it was executed was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like that to me was an example for young wrestlers coming up on how to do a trios match, how to get everybody the proper exposure, how to take it when you have a situation where, yes, you look at certain people as stars.
Yeah.
And sometimes you kind of forget like the work that gets put in for the other guys on the team.
Yeah.
My favorite segment before we get to my favorite match, which of course is tied with Canada Dry, was FTR coming back. Was just such a great feeling in general. Loved it. Loved everything about it. Loved they hit the shatter machine. Like didn't try to like just go straight beat down, but actually hit the move.
Yeah.
And that just popped the crowd. And of course, MJF and Bryan Danielson was everything that we never knew we needed out of a match.
Yeah.
Everybody came out so strong from that. It was wonderful. It was a wrestling clinic. It's something that like, you really hadn't seen an Iron Man match done well like that since and I don't even think this was an Iron Man match at the time. It was like Rick Rude versus Ric Flair for the NWA title.
Yep.
Was like that was that 75-minute match that it wasn't a spot fest. It was just pure wrestling. And so I love
Steven.
Hey, Steven Garrison. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Steve?
All right. So
I'm bubbly. Yes, I am.
Yeah, he is bubbly. Yes. Let's go to Joseph Graham. Joseph Graham, really quickly, what was your favorite match or segment? How many bells?
5 bells, and my favorite thing was the trios match. If you had watched our prediction show, I predicted the Elite to win, but I said that if House of Black won, I'd mark out, and you should have seen me in my living room.
Were you running around?
You can put that in as a session here.
I'll say this. This pay-per-view exceeded the hype. It exceeded the expectations of the JFP. I'm going to go ahead and be the Dave Meltzer of the All Effin' Wrestling Show presents Dynamite.
Are you breaking the scale?
I'm breaking the scale. I'm going 6.5 bells.
Oh, well, you owed it for that last one. So
I took the half bell from the Go Home show and added it, tacked it on to the 6 bells.
I have a theory about Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
Like he secretly hates wrestling, and all of his ratings are really out of 10 bells. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. My favorite match, of course, was the Danielson. I hate Iron Man matches because I don't, because I can go to the bathroom, I can make a sandwich, I can, do a paper route, come back with 2 minutes left.
Wait, you have a paper route?
Maybe.
A little extra cash.
My side hustle, yo. It's my side hustle. And you can Yeah, you can come back in the last 2 minutes, and then you can see really what's going to happen. I sat through every second watching that match, and what was so great about Revolution was everybody that's homegrown, according to AEW, went over. MJF, Jungle Boy, like except for the House of Black.
Starks.
Yeah, except for House of Black, all the homegrown talent went over. And that was a huge, huge thing. They needed to do that. They established that next generation of stars are here right now.
Well, it's not even necessarily homegrown, but the young ones are winning.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I just want to say that I don't think it's ready yet. Our new bell system, it's not ready yet.
Not ready yet. No.
Okay, so next week, so you guys are going to be on the spot. You guys are going to have, for segments, you're going to have 30 seconds. And there's going to be a timer, and that timer is going to explode when it's over. And if you're not done, that's too bad. We're moving on. And then for matches, we get 60 seconds. So it's a little bit more leeway.
He said, pardon the interruption.
It is.
Kind of like that. But it's an exploding bell, damn it.
The PTI.
Points. We got to get, like, JFB's got to be like the guy who gives out points for if we have a good take or a bad one.
Yeah, I can do that. Do that.
That's Bad Take Cade that's going to do that, damn it.
No, he needs to stay away. He ain't got that kind of responsibility in him.
Well, Bad Take Cade, he actually embraced the name now. He hated it before, but now he's owning it. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
He was at Dynamite tonight as Bad Take Cade.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's get to the show. This is the show after the pay-per-view. This is where you can essentially reset everything, establish new storylines, establish new champions. And we start off with a bang. We start off with the now retired
It's not retired yet.
It's not retired yet, but it will be shortly. We'll get into that too. But Orange Cassidy, the All-Atlantic champion, versus Jay Lethal. Here is a couple of my notes. Chuck Taylor looks like a soccer mom with that haircut. What the hell is going on? Joseph Graham, my suggestion is you need to go ahead and give him some hair tip advice.
Absolutely.
Like how to style that hair, because that thing looks like a Karen haircut. Holy crap. Refs are not going to have any shenanigans. It was only Lethal in the ring. I don't know what's going on with production, but they had several botches. The audio got botched up and it got projected into the stadium.
Some heads need to roll is what I say.
Somebody ain't gonna have a job after that. Pyro was off. So I love that this was mat based. It was what it needed to be, because you had Jay Lethal and Orange Cassidy. It was great mat based. I mean, just all of it was just a great match. It was really a great match. We get a schmoz at the end, of course. Jeff Jarrett comes out and tries to hit him with the guitar, but he doesn't, and then he gives him the face plant. Yeah. And then, we'll get into the next announcement in a little bit. But Canada Dry, what are your thoughts?
What a great freaking match this was. And I say frickin' because we're allowed to say frickin' here on the show.
Yeah.
This was incredible. Great back and forth. I love the knee and the elbow injuries to both of them. I love that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's when they play it out and you're like, oh, how's this going to end the finish here? It's going to play into it. You know it is.
Yep.
But great back and forth. What can you say about these two? Jay Lethal is absolutely underrated as a talent.
Yeah.
He can go with absolutely anyone. I think that was one of my favorite matches of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. Trey J Styles, your thoughts on this match?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. This match really set the bar for the night.
Yeah.
And, the fact that you actually have not just the mat base, like you guys said, but actually working the limbs, which I thought was insanely like an underrated kind of almost a lost art in wrestling. Working the limbs, it gets the crowd into it and it makes the underdog win so much better. And to see two guys working separate body parts was great for wrestling. I mean, it's just this right here. When Jay Lethal is done, wrestling, I hope that he churns out a school of Jay Lethal clones.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing he can't do.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nobody he can't work with. And Orange Cassidy, I mean, when I know a lot of people looked at him as a joke character before, nobody's saying that now. And
Homeboy is stacked.
He's probably like the most over, probably the most over-faced champion that AEW's ever had.
Yep, absolutely. I will agree with that remark. Joseph Graham, your thoughts on the first match of the night?
Yeah, it was a great match. I enjoyed it. I don't really have much to add. Other than I'm kind of ready for Orange Cassidy to move on to something else. I feel like this has been going on for forever.
Yeah. Well, I think in all honesty, I think they need to start establishing other contenders for this belt. It can't be just Double J and Jay Lethal and Ari. It's got to be somebody else,
Yeah.
So we go to a segment with Hobbs talking about someone's having a bad day. That would be Wardlow.
Before the Tony Khan announcement?
This is before the Tony Khan announcement. Yeah. But yeah, so Hobbs talks about we find out that Wardlow's car got broken into. They stole his ring gear, and then they stole the belt.
Yeah.
They stole everything. Like if it wasn't nailed down, they stole it. So we'll skip that segment because that was a very quick segment. But we get the Ricky Starks segment. He's talking about having a hell of a week, and then the Bullet Club theme comes on.
That was shocking.
That was shocking, yeah. But here comes, you hear the Bullet Club theme, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Juice Robinson shows up. Rock hard, Juice Robinson. I will never call him that ever again.
I'm disappointed in you for doing it.
Yeah, you regretted it immediately.
Yeah, soft serve, Juice Robinson.
You literally got to say pause after saying that. Pause.
He comes out and he nails Ricky Starks, and now we know who Ricky Starks' next opponent is going to be for a couple weeks. It's going to be Juice Robinson. So Trey J Styles, your thoughts really quickly on this segment.
When you present a guy like a star and give him an opportunity to rise to that occasion, he'll do it 9 times out of 10. And Ricky Starks has definitely done that. I'm not 100% on whether or not Juice Robinson is a step up or a step back for Jericho.
Yeah.
But this is going to be somebody that can match Ricky Starks's, his in-ring speed.
Yeah.
But Ricky Starks has something.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's fully a main event talent or a main event persona, but it's main event something.
Yeah.
And it's there, and I hope they capitalize it, because we have seen on way too many occasions like something like that fall through the cracks, and I hope that doesn't happen here.
Yeah,
just because you're just kind of stuck with a guy who, is stuck between a ceiling and a floor.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it though. Juice Robinson can go, so I'm all for it.
Oh heck yeah, he's got a motor on him like I've never seen. Joseph Graham, your thoughts on this segment?
So my initial thoughts was this is a step down for Ricky Starks, but it's a massive step up for Juice Robinson.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to give it a shot to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have something planned. I mean, for Ricky Starks, who's beat Jericho twice, not many people in AEW could say that. Like, they got to really capitalize on this with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Canada Dry, your thoughts on this segment?
All right, so we're leaving out a small bit with this segment.
What's that?
He goes, not what I'm going to do, but where I'm going. So what is that about? Is there something to do with New Japan?
Like,
that would be interesting.
Something that leaves a big question mark for me.
Well, there was that big whole troll situation where they caught like that surveillance video, that surveillance photo of him walking Cody Rhodes to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And like he's been like kind of making little subtle statements about that, even going on social media. So when he says where, I
was trolling Dallas. He looks so good in WWE. Oh, Dallas gets so bad.
Well, honestly, after he made that statement and then the Bullet Club logo popped up, I was like, is he going to join Bullet Club?
Yeah.
Like, is AEW, like, I'm very surprised there isn't a Bullet Club branch in AEW yet.
Well, this opens up the door for that, which would be cool if they could if they can find a way to get the Bullet Club in AEW, that would be sick.
That'd be rad.
Yeah, especially with that Mercedes Monet is joining the Bullet Club, being the first female member.
Yeah,
it would actually put the Bullet Club on another level if they were able to get an AEW.
Yeah,
it would really be great if AEW still had a relationship with TNA, because they have like Chris Bay and I'm not even sure who else from Bullet Club in TNA at the moment.
Ace Austin and
Ace Austin.
Kent has been there recently too.
Yeah, he's been there for the taping.
Screw Chris Bay, who has never watched a Bret Hart match. Like, respect out the window.
I don't buy that one bit that he's never watched a Bret Hart match.
Why would he piss all the Bret Hart? Why would you do that?
Because he's in Bullet Club. He's supposed to be hated. So
yeah, absolutely. So do we go to another match? No, we don't. We go to another segment. Shivani's now with Wardlow. He talks about how his stuff was stolen and then makes the announcement that the match tonight, the main event between him and Powerhouse Hobbs, is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match. I'm digging it. So now we go to another segment. Renee is in the ring with Ruby Soho. I love Taz when he sings the Ruby Soho song. I always get Ruby Soho. That's what I'm talking about. It's she says it's obvious why she joined Soraya and Tony. The fans are to blame. Of course, the fans are to blame. That's heel 101. Blame the fans for everything.
Always blame the fans.
Yeah, her promo, lame. What
I've got to rebuttal this. Come on.
Okay, well, you're up next. I thought it was lame. That crowd was not into it at all.
To be fair, the crowd wasn't into much at all tonight.
That is true. That crowd sat on their hands more than they did anything else. So, Ken Dry, why don't you go first?
I absolutely love this. Like, I've never been a big Ruby fan.
Yeah,
I'm the first guy to say Ruby, right? But seeing the heel side of Ruby, it was just a delight to see that passion come out of her, and just talking about how what I loved about that promo was the Chris Statlander bit, where she beat Chris Statlander and got booed for it.
That's true,
and I love that callback. That was so brilliant, I think.
Yeah,
and I love Ruby as a heel. Love it.
Yeah, I love her as a heel. I just don't think the promo hit. I don't think it hit the right
Listen,
note.
Is it better than any promo she's ever done so far?
Oh, it's far better than anything she's ever done before, that's for sure. Good rebuttal, Canada the Dry. Let's go to Trey J Styles. Your thoughts on the promo?
Before we get to the promo, can I at least mention the fact that Wardlow had on a 7-star FTR shirt?
He did.
Got to give the people what they want. Now, I love revisionist history in heels promos.
Yeah.
The whole, oh, you booed me out of the building. Oh, you booed me for this. You were happy when I lost. And it was kind of like, yeah, because the person who just lost to Charlotte shouldn't beat Britt Baker. Like, that is not how you get your stuff over. That's how TNA almost went out of business.
There you go.
Next thing you know, you're going to be begging Panda Energy to save you.
Yeah. I got so many stories about TNA.
Right.
Anyways, Joseph Graham, your thoughts on the promo?
Okay, first off, I loathe you people promos because WWE overdid them to death.
Oh,
yeah. And it's racist. It's racist.
But with that said, like, this one made sense for me. Like, because she's speaking in truth. She's not some delusional heel who's just making up some stuff.
Yeah.
Like, she brought facts and it worked.
Yeah.
And I had to agree with Ken Dry. I prefer Ruby as a heel more than a face. Yeah. Her presentation screams at the most tweener. It's just not a baby face look.
Yeah. So then out comes Sky Blue.
Woo-hoo. Sky Blue.
Sky Blue.
You watch your mouth, sir.
You know why?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know why.
I've been trying to get Sky Blue on the podcast. I said, listen, how much do we have to pay you? How much is it going to be?
Yeah.
No response on her Twitter. No response on her email. Nothing.
What I told you to do. Got to send a picture of what she likes.
Listen, if you can get her, I'll change my attitude. But go ahead.
Okay, so we know we have a secret weapon.
There you go.
So Sky Blue comes out. Never wrestle angry, Ruby Soho. Don't do it. Don't wrestle angry. She wrestled angry. Soho in charge pretty much the entire match. I really wanted Blue to win. I think it would have not harmed Ruby Soho to go down.
Oh, yes, it would. No,
Yeah,
well, I agree with Canada on this one.
Yeah, it would have killed her. But I just want Sky Blue to get a big signature win. Like, that's what I want.
It's not her time yet, but it's coming.
It's coming. This should have been a
she's gonna be like the Roxy of like ROH.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. This should have been a squish match. If you weren't going to put Blue over, there was no reason to make this almost 10 minutes long. I mean, I'm all for women wrestling, and I bitch and complain when they give them like these 5-minute matches, but that match was like 4 minutes too long. It just hung there.
Do you know what I would have liked for that match? I would have liked for Ruby to win by cheating.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That would have saved Sky. That made Sky Blue elevate a little bit.
Yeah.
While maintaining Ruby's dominance.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the outsiders come in. They spray blue. They spray paint blue. Sorry. Willow. Willow comes out for the save. Then she gets jumped. Absolutely. It was just that crowd was just bored. Like they were literally bored.
Yeah, there's nothing you could have done to save that crowd.
No. With the exception of maybe topless wrestling or Foxy boxing, that would have probably perked up the crowd a little bit.
Or bottomless.
That's what they should do, man. Like women's matches should be shirts versus skins.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, or a coin flip or something. You know,
on Women's Day, we're saying on International Women's Day.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, on International Women's Day, we're like, hey, they need to
International Women's Month at that, guys.
It's the whole month.
That's why we need Dollywood to keep us in check. She'd be like,
yeah. This is why we
get the wig.
Whoa! Time out. What you just put up, sitting there saying Sky Blue's a discount Cora Jade, you were out of your mind. That is not true.
Cora Jade is you can't compare her to.
I'll come to Noob's defense with this. He says just because of the backwards hat and wearing the coat. I don't think he's.
We didn't read it all.
Yeah.
We were pissed off at the beginning part.
We were.
Like, what did you say?
You son of a bitch.
You can't say that though. Just because someone wears a hat backwards and wears a coat. I mean, come on.
Let's be fair. They are very similar looking. They could be sisters.
Yeah, they could be sisters. They look exactly alike. It's uncanny. Like how me and Trey J look alike. Exactly.
What?
Who's talking?
It works.
Just like me and Joseph Graham look like freaking twins.
Yep.
Joseph Graham, what were your thoughts on the third match or the second match? Yeah, second match of the night.
I mean, it was a match.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be rude, but I completely forgot this match had happened. I'll be honest with you. So
you're not the only one.
I just want more, and I feel like we're building to it. We're going to get there. You just got to be patient a little more. But
yeah,
I want more out of the women's division than just what we're currently.
Listen, I'm happy we're just getting these outsider stories. At least it's something.
Yeah, like I said, we're getting. I'm like 99% sure we're getting a women's blood and guts match. I don't know how good that will be, but
I'm not gonna guarantee that one because it seems like it's a bit out there.
Yeah, I'd watch it. I'd watch it.
I'd watch it, but I can't guarantee that. I got to be able to get that on TV with the networks.
Yeah,
that or maybe Stadium Stampede.
Yeah, something.
I can definitely see them doing something great, giving the women like their own thing. Like it's only for the women's division. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah. Now, you could see Statlander joining Britt Baker.
Yeah.
And
I mean, honestly, I would rather Statlander just go take the TBS title.
Oh yeah, that's what I'd rather too. I'd rather just see her.
But given Ruby Soho involved now, I think she's going to join up with the homegrown.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless
I mean,
you push Rio.
They could definitely put Athena with Soraya's group if they really wanted to.
Yeah, they could.
Easily like that.
But it looks like she's ROH right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go to Renee. She's backstage and she's talking with Hangman Page. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to proceed this with this warning. This is how you cut a promo when you are drinking sleepy time tea with a NyQuil chaser. That was the most
intense list.
He might not know he was being interviewed. Did they like surprise him and was just like, "Hey, you're being punked"? Because I felt like that's what happened. I was like,
maybe he should drink a little bit of this because it gives you wings, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like a guy like that, man. He's so talentless on the mic.
Oh, it's horrible.
Like his ability on the mic is about as defined as his physique.
Yeah.
Do you know what'd be funny? As if they gave him QT Marshall to speak for him.
Honestly, it would still be a massive improvement.
It'd be a better
QT Marshall. No one is ever down QT Marshall's ability to speak on the mic.
That's true.
But it would just look ridiculous, the star of his magnitude getting QT Marshall.
I mean, that's
if you really consider Hangman a star.
Nah.
Like, well, come on, he just beat Mox. He's up there.
You know who else beat Mox? Let's not go through the people who've beaten Mox.
Come on.
Bruce Robinson beat Mox twice.
He's a star. If you don't like him on the mic, he's still a star.
I get that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I enjoy Hangman's in ring. It took me a long time to get to that point.
Yeah,
but I do enjoy Hangman in the ring. On the mic though, he's not there. And I do think that when he starts getting on the mic, those comments about not wanting to listen to veterans and so that those are the times where it starts to bite him in the behind.
Yeah, you think about that CM Punk comment for sure.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really think he would benefit from somehow getting back into the Elite and letting Don Callis just talk for him.
Thank you.
Or just taking acting lessons.
You know, a lot of
honestly, I don't even think acting lessons is going to save Page.
You know, a lot of wrestlers, they do the groundlings.
Yeah.
They do improv. Yeah. And that really helps a lot. That's what made Jericho so good.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say this. Tony Khan, I know you watched the show. If you want me to help Hangman Page with promos, I will do it for a very low price.
I'll do it for even cheaper because I'm better than him.
You're talking about the
You're not cheaper. Canadian dollars just worth less.
Listen, you want some Canada Dry in that Hangman Page. Yeah. Wait, that sounds wrong.
That sounded dirty.
I worry about you.
Oh, man.
All right. So we get a video package with MJF as the world champ. Talks about a bar mitzvahing. He talks about him being the devil. Wow. Great video promo.
What is a bar mitzvah?
I have no idea. I know you can get bar mitzvahed.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know you could bar mitzvah.
I don't know. You can re-virginize.
I don't know. Is that just something he made up just because he's MJF?
Yeah. No.
I mean, you got to think about it. Like, if a bar mitzvah is a coming of age and like a transition to a new stage, then a rebar mitzvah is an evolution of that. Yeah. It's like he's now feels like he has transcended the old MJF, and now he is the perfect wrestler.
Yeah.
Well, MJF, I say this to you, Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov, Bubba. All right, so we go to Shivani. Mind you, we've only had 2 matches so far.
Way too much talking on this show tonight.
Shivani's in the ring with FTR. I was wondering if they were going to hint to being their contracts being up in April. No such thing. Fans go nuts. Talks about 2023 not being a good year for them. They call out the guns. They play it up to the crowd, and they're doing it for the fans. And I loved when they said, "We're doing it for the Briscoes." That hit me right in the feels. So let's talk this really quickly. Canada, your thoughts on FTR?
I like hearing Cash because I'm kind of sick of hearing.
Oh, I was gonna say the same thing.
I love hearing from Cash because Dak seems to get all the spotlight.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I always wonder, do you speak for Cash too? Like, have you talked to him about this? It's like you can be getting him into a world of trouble with your mouth sometimes. I love hearing from Cash because I think he needs a little bit more microphone time.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Trey J Styles, your thoughts?
And you put in FTR on my screen. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Points made.
There you go. Joseph Graham.
Yeah, great promo. I really hope this doesn't get drug out to Double or Nothing. Just do a special, let them win the titles.
Yeah.
Move on to a better anything but this, because I'm not been shy about how I just don't like the Guns.
Yeah.
So
at least they weren't on. Weren't on the show.
I'm so glad we didn't see them tonight.
Let's put up that comment by Rich Southwood.
You talk about this one. If anyone's going to teach promos,
is he on our level, JP?
No, not even close.
Not on our level, right?
No.
I don't know, man. Y'all got to give my boy Rich like some props though. He's good.
He's learning.
Yeah, he's like B plus, A minus. But
and
we're talking
he's
about
definitely starting to get that production value in there. I mean, I'm enjoying it.
Listen, I'm gonna give you your props, Trey J. You got a good promo going on. Give you your props. But
we're talking
about is not there yet.
We're talking about JFB, the 2-time Promo of the Year award winner in AFW. So
and it's going to be
the one he stole from me. That 1 year.
You guys notice that Rich has been.
You beat me by 1 point that 1 year.
Rich has been like the voice of the Lifestyles of the Rich and Ruthless, which, by the way, won the main event at AFW Revolution.
That is true. I would have won the tag team belts if my tag team partner showed up and actually predicted.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Like, remember we went against the line, and now the only line you're going to hear from them is, "Do you want fries with that?"
So speaking of AFW, there's a new cat in the league.
I saw that.
That's challenging Fruit Cat to a match.
How dare who?
Tucker the cat is challenging Fruit
blasphemy.
Cat.
Who's got the
not
balls to do that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're gonna find out who that
balls, y'all. This shakes my balls.
Shaking the balls.
Shaking the balls.
Wait, but real quick before we got to move on, I see Rich is in there. Did you enjoy those wings that I paid for you paying off our bet? Because I didn't do very well. I'll be completely honest.
We didn't even reveal the results. We don't even know if you.
I don't need you to reveal to know that I lost. Okay.
I was eating sushi yesterday, so I must have won.
Well, there you go.
I'm just saying, you may have gotten one good prediction than me, but we go to our third match of the night. Oh, I'm sorry. We go to Renee with Jade. She says she's 53-0. She's sick of no challenges. And then she's calling out a Canadian wrestler. Don't talk about the segment. Who do you think is going to wrestle Jade?
I hope it's not Bunny. I just hope it's not Bunny. Like, that's the only Canadian woman I can think of.
Wasn't she already in there before though?
Yeah.
She fought Bunny before.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only Canadian I can think of that's a woman.
Yeah.
There's a bunch. What's her name? Didn't one of them marry Cesaro? Was she like? But when I first saw this, like, I was in a couple of chat rooms, and the first thing I thought of was like Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah,
it'd be so that would
Taya Valkyrie. She is Canadian.
She's Canadian. Yep.
From Vancouver.
Well, we know it's not Trish Stratus because she's showing up on WWE programming. I don't know who it is. Like, I can't even take a guess.
I have no idea.
Yeah, the only Canadian woman that I can think of that would be a legit challenge would be Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah,
because Taya Valkyrie's Canadian, Rosemary's Canadian, Sarah Stock, who used to work for WWE as a trainer. I mean, she could probably
but none of those names move the needle like Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah, I was gonna say Taya Valkyrie is really the biggest name they could probably put up.
Yeah,
and I mean,
Winnipeg,
she's supposed to be friends with Madison Rayne, so it's not out of question.
Yeah,
unless Gail Kim is Gail Kim Canadian.
Ooh. She is.
Yes, she is.
Gail Kim everyone would lose their balls.
That would be freaking awesome.
I would
be upset if Gail Kim lost.
I'm torn on this.
What's that independent girl that was really, really popular in Canada? Her name like Casey something. You guys ever heard of her? Casey Spinelli?
Oh yeah. I've seen her on YouTube a couple times.
Yeah.
What about that famous Canadian that lives in Florida? What's her name? Natalia Markova.
Oh yeah, I think she's Canadian.
She's Canadian by friendship with me.
Yes, the transposing of elements.
Yeah, it's like Canadian Contagion.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. Match number 3, JAS versus Top Flight and AR Fox. Jericho Appreciation Society celebrating like they won on Sunday. Guess what, guys? You didn't win. Flippy Schnabitz versus Matt Base Crew. I love it when they do the move and then they do the pose like that. I love that.
It was so cool to see everybody get in on that.
Everybody got into it.
everybody.
Yeah. Great back and forth, lots of reversals. Floyd comes in for the win. If you don't know who Floyd is by now, that is Jericho's bat. Then they get on the mic and start talking about we're 1 year old. JAS is 1 year old. And then Matt Menard gets the stick and decides to stroke out in front of everybody. My God, all you gotta do is just push that little vein in his forehead, and he's out like a light. That's ridiculous. Anyways, they call out the House of Black. The lights go out. Everybody goes, "Ooh, the spooky guys are in town." No, they're not. It's not House of Black. It's the Elite. And then Don Callis comes in and he does what I like to call kissing ass and dissing punks. That's what he was doing. You might be the third best wrestler from Winnipeg if I got into shape. Lights out. House of Black is on there. They're on the screen. It goes out again.
We're just gonna ignore Roddy Piper's from Winnipeg.
I know Roddy Piper's from Winnipeg.
No, but they can ignore Roddy Piper
because he's not part of AEW yet, man.
He's also not part of The Living.
Yeah. No, but he's still from Winnipeg.
That's true. He is from Winnipeg. And then the lights go out. House of Black is on again, and we get a 3-way trios match. That is 9 people in the ring, ladies and gentlemen. You put in some like funky masks and some cool jazz, and you got yourself an orgy. So let's go to Trey J Styles first. Trey J, what are your thoughts on the third match of the night?
Top Flight doesn't disappoint, and I think that is going to become problematic for them very, very soon because they're going to become the jobbers to the stars in a trios division.
Yeah.
Jericho, Garcia, and Sammy Guevara, like if we were predicting this, it would have almost been too easy. You put the 3 of them together, they kind of have to win. The fact that this is going to lead us to the first ever, because they're stacking this show for Canada.
Yeah.
And so, I'm loving every bit of it right now.
Yeah.
I like the fact that even to the point where House of Black comes up on the screen first.
Yeah.
And finishes like the promo live.
Yeah.
But then it's like this, the way they did the standoff with Brody King facing the Elite with Matthews, Hart, and Black looking at the ring. It's like, that was an intimidating sight. And I think that when you present a group well, it goes a long way.
Absolutely.
And so when you think about it, like, I think AEW is starting to lean into its strengths a lot more this episode.
Yeah.
And it shows in so many different ways. I mean, Orange Cassidy's popularity, House of Black's just presentation, just even the announcers weren't over the top this episode.
Correct. Yep.
And so that was a big thing. And of course the referees not being such a huge part of everything after the Hobbs fiasco last week.
Yeah.
So, you're just really starting to see a lot gel this episode. And like this segment, it could have been messy as all get with it's 20 people out there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't messy. And that is impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Joseph Graham, your thoughts on the third match of the night?
I mean, it was a good match. I can't believe the Jericho Society is only a year old.
Yeah. Feels longer.
And another
thing,
when you add in, what was the old group's called?
Inner Circle.
Inner Circle, yeah.
Yeah, the Inner Circle. When you add an Inner Circle, I mean, it's 4 years of Jericho.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised it's taken this long to get a 3-way trios match.
Yeah.
Honestly, in AEW. But look forward to it. It'll be a great match.
Yeah. Canada Dry, your thoughts?
I just want to say that Trey J, how are you going to survive with this exploding clock next week? I don't know. Like you went over for sure that time.
You got to realize that time only matters if you believe in time as a concept, and I don't. So,
it's going to explode on you.
It's not gonna happen.
But I'm gonna yield my time, and instead I'm going to talk about the next shirt.
Did you just use your time to yourself?
Yeah, I did.
I love it. I love it.
I yield my time to myself. But yeah, I want to talk about our next shirt.
Yeah,
that we're gonna do, and that is Candy's not here. It's gonna be a fox saying that.
Okay, I'm down with it. I'd buy one.
Candy's not here. You had to make it say it like that.
All right, so we go to our Tony Khan announcement where he announces that Double J, J-E-F-F, J-A-R-R-E-T, Jeff Jarrett is going to be taking on Orange Cassidy, but now they have leveled up. The All-Atlantic is no longer the All-Atlantic. It is now only known as the International Championship. Canada Dry, really quickly, good or bad name for the title?
My goodness. We have been bitching about this All-Atlantic title since we saw it. This
Absolutely.
name was horrendous.
Yep.
I don't know who thought of this name. I hope they're no longer with the company. But props on AEW for making corrections to their errors and not just riding it out.
Yeah.
Like they made corrections to their first women's title.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They made two corrections to that. They made the title bigger.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, it's still not good enough. Nope. So we made a whole different look to it.
Yeah.
And then this is the second time that they've corrected their mistakes with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I love
AJ?
it. I love it. And it's such an amazing name.
Yeah.
The AEW International Championship. It not only is a better name, but now it is rivaled easily with the TNT Championship. It's not below it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Trey J, your thoughts really quick?
Changing the name of this title could easily, and I honestly think it could really move it to the secondary belt for the brand.
Yeah.
It's a great name. I mean, it invokes the Intercontinental title name, and it invokes the U.S. title name from WCW. It's better, and it's more inclusive because now when you think about people from New Japan coming in, you don't have to worry about leaving out the Pacific and All Atlantic. Yeah. So I do wonder if they're going to have a different design, because I think the original design only has four flags on it.
Yeah.
It didn't. It said that on the graphic. It looked exactly the same, just changed the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably just the graphic. I mean, it seems as though, you can't just leave it with what was it? Mexico, the United States, the UK, and I can't remember what the last one was.
Yeah.
There's Canada on there. There's
oh yeah, there was Canada on there.
Yeah, Canada, Japan is on there.
But I like the name.
You can put some more on the side plates. What the hell?
Yeah.
There you go.
Joseph Graham.
So love the name change.
Yeah.
I think it's so much better. And in terms of, I would say that this is probably now better than the TNT title. It's been handled better. It doesn't have the history of the hot potato-ness. It feels more consistent than the TNT title.
Yeah.
I feel like the TNT title, though, kind of had a cursed existence ever since Brody passed away.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
It's because when Tony Khan came out a while back when Brody passed, and he was like, Brody's always going to be TNT champion. It was like you almost kind of needed to do something different from that point on.
Yeah.
Even if you had to call it the Warner Brothers Championship or something. I don't know if that was
honestly, what
WB.
If you called it the WBD Championship, I mean, everybody would have known, but you could have tongue in cheeked it a lot better.
Yeah.
I miss having the unique TNT titles for the different title holders. It made it stand out. It made it feel important.
It was cool. It was cool to see the silver, the gold
legacy that this new title doesn't have yet.
Yeah.
Not yet, but
it's coming. I love the name change because I'm a huge IC fan. I think the Intercontinental Championship is one of the best belts ever.
I mean, yeah, like when you think of IC title, you think of the work rate title, and that's exactly what OC has been as.
But I don't see either title being above one another. I think they're probably equal.
Yeah, I think that's the intention of this.
Yeah, like one would be the U.S. title, one would be the Intercontinental kind of deal.
Yep, exactly.
Well, smart money would be honestly to keep the TNT title as something for the big heavyweight guys to almost give them like their own like heavyweight division title.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when you think about it, because a lot of times the biggest complaints have been some of these smaller guys winning the title from the big guys.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that.
Like Darby Allin from Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Darby should definitely think for
Sammy Guevara from Miro.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, let's go to our video package with Bryan Danielson. Absolutely tear jerking. You could see the pain in his face. And did he retire? So let's just yes or no. Is this a retirement for Bryan Danielson, Canada Dry?
No.
Trey J.
No.
And Joseph Graham.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. JFB says, if you said yes, you're a punk sucker. There's no way that guy's retiring. But he's coming back to
I kind of hope he just goes away for a couple months.
Yes.
And then comes back to like legitimately destroy MJF. Like that's what I want.
I want him to come back and shut down the BCC and their antics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could do that too. Yeah, there's so many things they can do now. Because I guess we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So we'll go to our match number 4. It's going to be Jon Moxley and Claudio versus John Silver, known as Johnny Hungy, and Alex Reynolds. Here are my notes really quickly. Pure grudge match. That's what this needs to be. That's what it was. Can't believe Mox looks like he was basically untouched. After that match on Sunday, that man looked untouched. Johnny Hungy knows how to take an ass kicking. That is for sure. The Blackpool Comet Cub cutting the ring in half pretty much the entire match. Reynolds has a motor. I don't remember him having a motor like that, but he's put the cardio in because that guy's got a motor lately. Mox goes after Reynolds after the bell. Uno comes in, lands a few shots, and then he's taken out. And then Hangman Page comes in and blows by Moxley to make sure that Reynolds is okay. And then there's a big fracas and a big, huge one at the end. Ken and Dry, your thoughts on match number 4?
I'm so glad that these guys are finally turned heel.
Yeah.
Because as baby faces, I hated them so much. At least I get to hate them for what they're doing instead of who they are.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, like it made me sick just seeing them do all that stuff, which is great because that's what you're supposed to feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I don't want to see Dark Order versus them. I hope they figure out some other way. I don't want to see Hangman against them anymore. It's just like,
yeah. Okay. Trey J Styles, your thoughts?
I feel like we were destined to get Hangman against them at some point because realistically, as much as he made Moxley tap out on Texas Deathmatch, it was still just 2-2.
Yeah.
And so eventually they're going to have to break that tie, whether it's now or whether it's down the road. The big thing for the Dark Order is you got to start establishing them as a legitimate tag team.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yep.
Yeah. Like the Dark Order, unfortunately, does have a baggage problem.
Yeah,
and that's a long history of being kind of the comic relief and so on and so forth. This match, and I think possibly the goal of this feud is to get them out of that.
Yeah,
Johnny Hungy is an amazing athlete.
Yep.
Alex Reynolds has gotten himself into phenomenal shape.
Yep.
His in-ring work is much more crisp. The Dark Order is for real. Now, Evil Uno still looks like, he's on the Cardi B and Offset diet.
Yeah.
But just maybe we just don't have him run anywhere anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
His boobs were jiggling too hard there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no,
he made Joe Graham get a little excited.
Joseph Graham, your thoughts on the fourth match of the night?
Okay, number one, I'm so glad they finally turned heel. I've been calling for this on this show for how many weeks now? You're like, they're heels. I'm like, yeah, but it's not official. Now it's official, and I love it.
Now it's real.
Number two, like, you guys say, like, oh, this is to legitimize Black or Dark Order. Like, I'm sorry, they just be repackaged or something. Like, I will never take them seriously because, like, I'm a consumer of the whole AEW universe. So, like, I watch BTE, and they're nothing but comic relief on BTE. Talking about, oh, we need to recruit. And they were doing, like, the freaking Was Up thing from Budweiser back in the early 2000s. I mean, I just, that, and, like, I'm ready. Like, let Mox and Yuta and Claudio go be a trios. Go let them run off in the trios for a little while. Them versus House of Black would be great. Them versus Jericho, maybe not JAS.
You know what?
Them versus the Elite.
You know what? I'm okay with a one-off match where BCC kind of destroys these guys.
Yeah.
With Hangman. And then we never see them again in that sort of situation. I don't want to see a feud, but a one-off is fine.
Like, I know we talked about this already, but Hangman just feels completely lost right now.
Oh,
like, I feel like he's in some little.
He needs to go back to the Elite.
Yeah, he's got to. Like, I feel like they teased that on BTE, and he teased it a couple weeks ago, saying I need to go apologize to some friends, and he never really specified whether that was Dark Order or if that was the Elite.
Yeah, exactly.
So, something like something needs to change because, like, Hangman just feels like a void of nothingness at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to start drinking again. Maybe you're right, JP.
I'm just saying. I mean, everybody
wants
AA.
Look, I get it. He should have lost. He's a much more interesting character when he's self-wallowing and doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
To me personally.
Outside of that, he's an NPC. Like, that's his biggest flaw.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, when Fight Forever eventually does come out, many moons from now, I promise you, like, Kill the Justice League is going to come out before that game. Like, you won't even be able to pick Hangman. He'll just be there.
He'll just be the guy that you interact with backstage.
Yeah. Speaking of Fight Forever, I do believe, like, Best Buy sent out a press release saying you can, like, I think at the end of this month, they might finally be coming.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
You know what would be crazy is if you can be Jake the Snake in AEW and Jake the Snake in 2K33. Or 23.
2K33.
2K33. Canada has advanced technologies where they get future product well ahead of us. So, yeah.
So tell me, did they release the PS6 better than the PS5 is all I want to know.
We're on PS9 up here, bro.
I love it. All right, let's go to our...
We're going to find out that the reason why Fight Forever is delayed is because they didn't want to let people know that CM Punk's still with the company.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, at this point, it just release the game. Do something. Like,
do something, yeah.
I don't know how they have it. They put so much money into this game. Like, I just feel like...
Yeah. It ain't good.
The cool thing about this game, though, is it's not going to be a yearly thing like WWE does.
No, they're gonna be like doing massive updates.
You're gonna have updates and patches and things you can add to it and pay for, but it's not gonna be a yearly gouge like the WWE.
I don't know.
That's why you got to make sure you get this rollout right.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go to our fifth match really quickly. This is the main event of the evening. It is Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Here is my notes really quickly. This is the Hobbs that could kick Calvin's ass. This Hobbs right here, not the Tiger Hobbs. Why is the champ coming out first? Everyone knows I hate that. It is one of my few old school rules that I have. Champ comes out last all the time,
especially if he's babyface.
Exactly. And we find out that they're actually in the back fighting it out. Hobbs almost kills him with a sonic ring. Then a full keg of beer. On top of that, they were all over the arena. They made it into the ramp. We got a Spinebuster Symphony. We started to get a Powerbomb Symphony. QT Marshall comes out of nowhere. He hits Wardlow with a chair, beats him within an inch of his life, and then they powerbomb him off the stage, and he loses to the 10 count. Powerhouse Hobbs is your new TNT champion. Canada Dry, go first. What did you think of this match?
It was a fun match, but the outcome was like, what?
Yeah.
We didn't get it. I think that this is actually good.
Yeah.
For Wardlow's character to chase. Now he can put Samoa Joe in his rearview mirror.
Yep.
And put all his attention on going after Hobbs and that TNT title now that slipped out of his grasp one more time.
Yep.
I think QT is that spineless worm that'll play perfect into this.
Yeah.
Just that wormy little character. And I'm glad the factory, like this is obviously the end of the factory, no more factory.
Yeah.
They were just job squad anyway. So
yeah.
This is much better for him to play that kind of role. And maybe he'll have a little segment with Hobbs where he interviews people and does like the Miz TV sort of thing. That would be cool.
That would be cool. Well, he had a QTV shirt on, so never know. Trey J Styles, your thoughts on the main event of the evening?
This really went back to like Paul Heyman SmackDown kind of feel with the fighting over the car and the backstage area. This was good. This was a good use of the big guys. I think we've all criticized AEW for sometimes their use of the big guys. This was one of those times where, like I said, a lot of stuff finally started to gel in AEW. This is how you use big guys. Like if what did Jim Ross used to call them, the Hoss matches, right?
Yep.
And when you see a good one, it shines a light on the bad ones.
Yeah.
And I think that hopefully this sets the tone for this kind of a thing, because the stare down they had at Revolution, it gave rise to what it has to be, what had to be a big thing. And Hobbs, being a legitimate, when I say legitimate, as in didn't get a start anyplace else, AEW guy winning the TNT championship is a very big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. I guess technically Wardlow was too, but because I don't really remember Wardlow doing too much on Independence, but like,
he's done great.
Yeah.
Okay. Joseph Graham, your thoughts on the main event?
So I liked the match.
Yeah.
I hated the ending. I'm on the opposite.
Yeah.
I spoke about it earlier. Like, this TNT title is not like it's being hot potatoed. It just feels so chaotic.
Yeah.
And it's just like I know you think the chase is great. I feel bad for Wardlow's character.
Yeah.
Like, his first run was marred by a million things.
No, this makes his character stronger.
See, I disagree. That's just
it does. It does, because he was, as a monster beating everyone, he's like, you need people to care about him. This is how people care about him.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll see how it plays out, but
at a certain point, the Powerbomb Symphony was really becoming like overused, and people were actually getting sick of it.
Yeah.
I've been sick of it. Like, that's why I was shocked that he won by choking Joe out.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
That was
they did that on purpose.
Character advancement there,
because people say that.
Yeah. And I do think that like the short run with the title, like if they could have figured out a way to have him win that match, but like go back on the TNT title stipulation, they definitely would have. Because the whole point of him versus Joe was never about the title. It was about revenge, cutting off the hair, betraying him, all that good stuff. All of that, And if you remember, a lot of that happened in the match that Hobbs was a part of.
Yep.
So we do have a solid 7-month story here.
Yes.
I would have been fine with his ending if it had been Joe, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I think that if they could have gone back on the TNT title thing, it would have been. Yeah. But Wardlow couldn't lose that match at Revolution.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. That is the end of all the matches in the segments. We cut to commercial, but we are going to stay on because we have to talk about number of bells and our favorite match and or segment. Canada Dry, you go first. Lay it on us, brother.
Well, we're talking about Orange Cassidy, and we're talking about what the hell's that other guy's name?
Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal. There we go. Brain farts are going around all the time. So yeah, that match was absolutely killer. Everything about that was professional wrestling, and it set the tone for the night. So that's the thing that we're going to lock in as my best one. Yeah. And quick little mention to Ruby Soho and her heel turn promo. Loved it. And we're going to give it 3.5 bells out of 5.
Okay. 3.5 out of 5. Trey J, number of bells in your favorite match or segment?
Well, speaking of segments, I kind of feel like we're missing something here. That was a
yeah. Maybe we'll do it after you say that.
Okay. So I'm with Canada Dry. My favorite match definitely was Orange Cassidy and Jay Lethal. Like I said, it sets the tone for the episode. I think it sets the tone for what AEW is definitely looking forward to going, as they move past Revolution and into the next stages. Like a lot of stuff in this match gelled. A lot of this, we're really seeing Orange Cassidy become such a complete performer. And granted, he always was, but now we're seeing it. Like we're now seeing like proof is in the pudding here. This is not just a gimmick anymore. It's greatness.
Yeah.
And I think that I could see Orange Cassidy being world champion in AEW one day.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is so over with people. Like, honestly, I think that, he gets the kind of reaction that they're hoping that Jungle Boy gets.
Yeah.
So, this match is definitely, for me, a 3.5 bells. Yeah. So far, our average is 3.5. So, Canada Dry is going to be happy. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm definitely giving that, and that's my favorite segment. And I think that this is really setting the tone and setting a good stage for what AEW can definitely be going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Joseph Graham, number of bells in your favorite match and or segment?
So, same as them. Favorite match was the opener. OC, Jay Lethal, loved everything. Favorite segment is finally getting the BCC heel turn. What I've wanted. And I'm going to give it 3 bells.
Okay, 3 bells. So
messing up the math here. Come on.
Hey,
my math is great. My math is great.
Okay.
So for me, the opening match was the best thing of that whole show. It was clunky when it shouldn't have been. It roared when it should have. It really motored, but there were clunky parts that I think brought it down a little bit. And that crowd, your reaction is reaction of how that crowd is. That crowd was they were dead.
Garbage.
Yeah, it was horrible. Like shame on you, Sacramento, for even.
That's what I meant to say. Like when Dark Order came out, man, they were dead silent.
Yeah,
they should get prizes to crowds for how well they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know what that prize is? We'll come back and do another show for you.
Yes.
I'm about to say that's what happens.
So I'm going to give it 3.5 bells. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. It was really, really good. So
wasn't horrible, wasn't great, but it was really
just
good.
It was middle of the road.
A little bit.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, okay.
I gave it 3.5 bells. What is our median?
So we're looking at what appears to be a solid 3.375 average here.
Okay. 3.375.
3.375, which is
you could give it 3.5 and made it.
So it's crazy because now what we're trending upward. Yeah, I think we should definitely be proud of the fact that we are trending upward.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the Bobby Fish joke of the week.
Bobby Fish joke of the week. what is the joke of the week?
So, as you guys know, Wardlow's car was broken into, and the police have a lot of theories.
Yeah.
They had a lot of theories about like how it's happened, why it happened, but we do know that the TNT title was stolen.
Yeah.
And the latest news that has come out is that the person who stole it wanted to get their hands on an actual AEW championship, something that, basically was going to be prevented from them. And they don't have any names. We don't really know who it was. But apparently a witness was able to provide a sketch to police. And now that sketch here on this world famous Dynamite After Dark, this sketch needs to be shared worldwide.
Okay.
From the AFW Worldwide Studios to your home, I want to make sure that this sketch of this completely unknown assailant who we cannot identify gets shown anywhere that we possibly can. This man is neither armed nor dangerous, but we do know his motive is the fact that there was no other way he was ever going to touch gold.
Oh,
if you have seen this man, give him a sandwich and just understand that we don't even want the title back because anything he touches is immediately devalued.
Yes. Now I'm wondering how long this Bobby Fish joke thing is gonna be able to keep going. Is it still working?
I think it's hilarious, but
don't yawn when he asks a question like that, Joe Graham. You can't yawn when he asks a question like that. That's a real question now. Like,
no, that was a real yawn.
He's tired.
All right, guys, let's end the show. So, on behalf of Canada Dry, well, actually, go to FNWrestling.com, social media links, ProWrestlingTees.com/FNWrestling or /Adrian Adonis, where you can get all our gear. On behalf of Canada Dry, Trey J Styles, Joseph Graham, I am the JFB.
And remember to just keep fighting.
Ding, ding, ding. This has been an FN Worldwide Media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/FN Wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at ProWrestlingTees.com /FN Wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, FNWrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it. Shaka Khan.